Hey guys, this is my first time beekeeping. So I started in May of this year during the beginning of COVID. I picked up another hobby because there's nothing to do, stuck at home. So I think I've been ready to harvest for a while now, just I didn't have the equipment. And I think I have everything now, so I'll go over it real quick. So I bought a cheap electrical extractor on eBay, cheap Chinese one. Spent about $150 and plus tax. It was free shipping. They were going for about 160 to 180. I kept persisting and kept making offers for about 150, 155. Finally, one of them accepted. I think they're all probably the same distributor, but I don't know. It seems to do pretty well. It holds 2 frames, up to 4, but we'll see how it works later on. I gave her a nice wash, and it came with the little bulkhead too. This one's okay. It seems to leak a little bit, but I'll talk about another one I picked up in a second. The next thing was after it extracts from here, you need another bucket. The bucket to catch all the honey that comes out from there. So I pretty much bought a food safe bucket from Lowe's, and then drilled a hole for the new bulk that I bought. I bought this on Amazon. 2 of them was about $13. This one I tried is actually watertight when you tighten it, so it actually works out pretty well. So the only problem was the actual extractor was a little too low for the actual bucket, so I had to add about 3 inches, had some extra wood, 2x4s and such. So I just used that to platform it up a little bit. We'll see if it spins a little bit. I've seen some other videos where when they start actually spinning it, this thing starts rocking quite a bit. We'll see how it works later. But so pretty much you extract from this bucket, or from this drum here, where it spins it with centrifugal force and pulls all the honey out. And then goes to the bottom of this guy. And then this will be there. And I actually bought this kind of like a filter, or it's a metal kind of like sieve. So there's like 2 different coarsenesses, I guess. This one's a little more coarse, and then this one's even finer. So it pulls out all the wax and the other junk in the honey. But this one's perfect because it goes right on top of the bucket. So it locks in right here. You can see that. So it locks in right there. Still a little bit of water here. So this is from I washed it up pretty good yesterday, so hopefully does its job. But so pretty much goes here, and then it goes right under here. So when it actually starts flowing out, I don't know if you guys can see, but when it actually flows out. So when it actually flows out, we'll just open it here. It'll flow out from the tank itself into here, and it strains. So there's 2 strainers here, one a coarse and fine down below, and then it goes in the bucket. Once it's in the bucket, I bought some jars from Man Lake. These are the 12-ounce jars, I believe. So we'll see how they. Hopefully, I have enough. I only bought a 12-pack, but I have some other jars from random jams and such upstairs. And then I have these 2 tools to break up the comb, to actually perforate it. I have this one that came with the original beekeeping kit I first got with it, like some just basic items. And I bought one of these too. I saw some video, somebody used these guys, and they actually work pretty good. Because you don't want to take too much off the top of the combs, so you can save it for next year for the bees to use again. And this is the part of the 2-pack of the bulkheads I put on the bucket. If I want to, because this one still leaks a little bit, I'll probably switch it to this one, because this one actually was pretty good at keeping water out. So this is pretty much where I have my 2 hives. I'll talk about how I have 2, because I started with 1, but now they're 2. So they're pretty much out in the corner of my yard.
Thinking about expanding it a little bit more, but this is where they're at. I have them on platforms. I just threw up some old 2x4s that I had and made some platforms. They're nothing spectacular, but I was using them for something else before, and then didn't really need them anymore, so I started using them for this. They're pretty decent for now, but I think eventually I'll just choose the cinder blocks and put some 2x4s across it. I've seen other folks do it, and they're probably a little more effective and easier to maintain in the long run, but it's actually worked pretty well for the time being. Alright, let's get into it. Forgot to mention, I brought out some another box with frames in it. They're not drawn, they're plastic frames with wax coating on it. So I'll probably just replace the ones I take out with these guys in case they are still producing. It's Northern California, so the weather's pretty mild here.
So I went through the hives. The original hive had probably only these two that were really actually full. The new hive actually has about 6 or 7 frames that are probably halfway done, and the population's still thriving really well. So I'm going to keep those in there, let them finish those out. But for these two, I just want to kind of go through a quick run through of using these tools so I know how to do it next time, because I think next time I'm going to have a lot more frames. So there's a couple open cells here, but it looks like these are partially filled, but they're still working on it. This side, they're pretty empty. I think this population was slowing down quite a bit, so I wasn't really collecting much pollen and nectar and honey. Here's the other frame. The other frame is just the same, but has a bunch of, if you look inside here, there's a lot of nectar inside that they're still drying out, but there's a good amount here. Just gonna give it a shot. Just want to test out the equipment. I think the next time I harvest, it'll be quite a bit more, because the other hive is doing so much better. Alright, so the one thing I don't have is an uncapping bin, so I'm just going to use the actual extractor as the bin. So let's first try this uncapping tool first. So let's see how this works. So pretty much, I think what I've seen in the video is just slightly uncap this. Oh, it seems to be working now. Okay, so just open these up. So there's not too much, but it's enough. So we got some honey. Hopefully it doesn't clog this guy, but it should be okay. So a little bit more here. Looks like that's pretty much it for this side. Wow, that's a lot of wax. And then let me just do the other side since I have it. This side is pretty much the same thing. Actually, maybe I'll try the other tool. Actually, I'll just use this for now. I'll try the other tool next one. That's all that honey there. So just try to open those caps up. Okay. Alright, I think I opened up all the caps. Alright, let's put it in there. So here's one. Here's one on this side. Alright, so let's turn it around. And we gotta do the other one. So the other one, I'll try this other tool I have here, which is this guy. I've never used this one either, so we'll see. I still probably need the other one to finish out the
the edges, because the edges looks kind of tough. Oh, this is actually pretty effective. Actually, yeah, I think I get the edges just like that. Actually, it seems pretty. Oh! Well, I thought I tightened it, but that's gonna suck. I'll need to pull that out later, but the tool was pretty effective. I'll need to get that nut later. So we'll do this first. Luckily we have a backup tool. So we'll open these cells up. It's actually, let's see how much honey is in these two frames. So there's some. I'll probably need a uncapping bin for next time. So there you go. This one doesn't have that much, so pretty quick. Probably this corner a little bit. Maybe down there. Okay. Like, you want to leave as much intact as possible so you can save the comb for next year. This way the bees don't have to build it out from scratch again. Yeah, alright. Let's give it a shot. There's actually a lot of honey on here. So I'll turn this one. We're going to give it a shot, turn it on, look inside. The covers are on now. So we have 2 frames of honey, not completely full, but I'd say about 75% full. So let's give it a shot here. So the controls here, we have, I'll have it 0. Let me turn it on first. So it's on. And here we go. Seems to be okay. I'll probably step on this bottom part so it doesn't wobble too much, because it seems like it's wobbling a little bit. But if you look inside, you can see the sides now. All over here, they're all it's all dripping on the sides now. So later on, after this one spins for a little bit, I'll turn the frames around because there's 2 sides to it. So one thing I did notice was it does wobble quite a bit with some weight on the frames, and tried using some weight on it and standing on these pieces of wood. It helps quite a bit to stabilize it, but I'll probably have to find some other solution moving forward. And the other thing is, it's taken a while, but looking at it, it looks like I thought it wasn't spinning that fast at first, but when you actually watch it, it is spraying quite a bit of the honey on the sides of the walls, so it's fast enough. So, like, this is me standing on it, and it actually stabilizes quite a bit. Not too bad the first time. If you look at the bottom, it's covered probably the bottom by an inch or so with these, like, 2 frames of halfway done capped honey. So I finished extraction. I scraped a good amount, and then now I've tilted the tank, and so far we got a good amount coming out. If you look at the bottom of the tank there, there's a good amount. It's slowly, there's a better shot. It's slowly going out. We'll see how much we actually get, but if you look at the bottom of the, so this is a 2-tiered sieve that I was talking about earlier. It's going to go through this top filter here, and there's another bottom one down below. And once it gets out to the bottom over there, it should be pretty much good to go, if you can see that. So we finished straining, and there's not a lot, about 2 inches of honey in there. So I'm gonna try bottling it and see how it looks.